Yo, people, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So it feels like this is going to be the norm, right? Whenever Chelsea does have uh maybe a poor performance, maybe not such a great game, I don't know if the expectation from you know certain fans in the fan base as well as rivals, is that we just don't drop points at all this season. Like, even the best Man City teams drop points during the season. Liverpool dropped points and are going to drop points. So I really don't understand you know, this over exaggerated collapse of Chelsea before the season already started. Like, yeah, okay, so we drew to Palace. Big deal. Like, I don't understand how it's gone from, Chelsea are looking serious, Chelsea are looking scary, Chelsea are back to Chelsea are overrated. So much so that, there's revisionism on the fact that we comprehensively beat PSG and we were champions, rightfully so. Like, the excuse of PSG were tied. The games were played in the same country, on the same pitch. Like, why didn't nobody say PSG were tied when they were slapping up teams in the Club World Cup? I don't understand this, not trying to give credit where credit is due. So now my question is, are we really overrated? Do we think we're so much better than we actually are? One game into the new Prem season and it's already, Chelsea are very overrated. And I don't understand it. And when we have these games where Cole Palmer doesn't score, now it's Cole Palmer hasn't scored an open goal, an open play goal in 8 months. Okay. And we're still champions at the end of the day. We all sat home, and at times we all went to these games and we saw Cole Palmer doing this thing. So I just don't understand how him now scoring open play goals just means he's a terrible player. Let's not get it twisted. Palmer, when he wasn't scoring goals last season, was still creating chances galore for your Nicholas Jacksons and your Noni Maduekes, and they just couldn't finish it. Like, you could say Palmer has been poor the last couple of months. Absolutely. No one is going to doubt that. No one is going to fight that. But making it seem like Palmer is just a bum is weird. Like, if we really want to talk on it, Palmer really set the standard, 2 seasons ago when he had 27, 26 goals and another 14, 15 assists. And then he went on last season, had about another 17 and a couple more assists. And based on the fact that he hasn't really met his own standard, now he's all of a sudden he's been thawed. He's not cold no more. He's room temp. Bro, Palmer cost Chelsea like 45 million pounds. Let's not forget that. Before Palmer came to Chelsea, he had like 6 goals for Man City and barely any Prem starts. So don't forget that. Don't forget Palmer is still a young player. He still has 79 or about 80 goals and assists in 2 seasons. Let's not forget that. Like, if you want to put pressure on people, put pressure on players that cost a lot of money. Because the smoke Palmer has been getting, I don't understand it. Like, granted, we always put Palmer in conversations with Bukayo Saka, but Palmer is a winner, and his numbers are still up there. Like, Saka's best season numbers are close to Palmer's worst season numbers. Like, it's not even trying to do like the whole shameless situation. Palmer is a good player. So, yeah, criticize him all you want, but it's just weird, man. It's like people take it over the top. Like, during that time when he didn't score open, play goals, did he still score penalties? Did he get assists? Did he win trophies? Yes, he did. But the conversation about, are Chelsea overrated since winning the Club World Cup? All of a sudden, PSG were tied. The champions of other countries, Spain, England, Italy, whatever, were in there. Fam, Man City were in this competition. Bayern Munich were in this competition. Atletico Madrid were in this competition. Real Madrid were in this competition. PSG, European champions, were in this comp. I don't understand what this whole noise is about. Like, just because you didn't get invited doesn't mean it's still not prestigious. Like, it's almost like saying, how are you, World Cup winners and certain countries didn't qualify? Yeah, because they weren't there. I don't understand the concept of it. Chelsea didn't just show up and it was just a bunch of teams from Brazil, the US, that just played this competition. Like, what are we doing? Just say you're mad that we're champions and we're going to be champions for the next 4 years and keep it stepping. But trying to like downplay and just find faults in all these, achievements, it's just a weird situation. But you know what? This is Rivals. I can't even be mad because this is what Rivals are supposed to do. Rivals are supposed to be shameless and just hate. But I want to break down this video from the Football Terrace because I want to share my opinions on some of the opinions that were dropped during the stream. So without further ado, let's look at it together. Let's look at this together. Let's talk about this together.
It's the PSG team that was shafted, and albeit I'm not trying to take away that you beat PSG because not many teams did last season, but PSG looked a bit goosed.
We beat a PSG team that was shattered. Are we not allowed to be tired as well? Could Chelsea not have been just as tired as PSG, but we were just a better team on the day? We all played in the same weather conditions. Like, I don't think at MetLife Stadium in Chelsea's half, I don't think it was 40 degrees, and in PSG's half, it was 90 degrees. I don't think it was 75 degrees every time, we switched sides, and we just were a lot cooler, and PSG just were under the sun. So what do you mean PSG were tired? Bro, everybody was tired. What are you talking about? Everybody was tired. No one was saying this when PSG was violating other teams. But now when it's just us, PSG were tired. Yeah, bro, we were tired too.
You go into Crystal Palace, and Crystal Palace are on a really good run of form. They're unbeaten in the last 10 games where they've played about every good team. They played us twice. They played City in that run.
Yeah,
in the FA Cup final. I was saying good teams in that run. We're not including Tottenham.
So you just said it yourself. Crystal Palace in the last couple of games have played some of the biggest teams and they've gotten some really good results. So let's pull Palace results up, right? Let's just pull it up and see the teams Crystal Palace really have played recently. And let's look at some of these results that they amassed in that run. So let's do it, right? So from April 19th, they drew 0-0 to Bournemouth. And we all know last season Bournemouth was that team that gave people a lot of issues. They beat Aston Villa 3-0. They tied with Forest. I mean, we also know Forest last season. Forest were a stubborn team to play. They beat Tottenham 2-0. Beat Man City 1-0. Beat Wolves 4-2. Drew 1-1 with Liverpool. Beat Liverpool on pens. in the Community Shield and drew 0-0 with Chelsea. So to me, that sounds like an informed team. Yes, they beat Man City in the FA Cup. So that sounds like a team in very much good form. If they've taken points and trophies from you and Man City, then that sounds like a very, very strong team now, doesn't it? So why are we not allowed to have a draw against a Crystal Palace? But anyway, let's listen to the rest of this.
But that's a 10-game stretch with a really impressive resume. And they went to Stamford Bridge. And bar the last 15 or so minutes where I thought it was a little bit hairy, they were in control, I'd say, for the most part. I didn't necessarily watch that game and think, the goal's coming for Chelsea. They're pinning them back. They're penning them in. It's a matter of time. I thought Esteval could have done something when he came on.
Crystal Palace were in control. Bro, what game were you watching? Real talk. What game were you watching? Palace barely threatened like that. They had maybe, 2 chances, and that was it. So what game were you watching? It was a very defensive performance, very organized performance defensively from Palace. Barely gave us any space to operate. And I can't even hate. If you're playing the big teams and you know the best way to walk away with a point is to be resolute, you do that. What game were Palace controlling? Like, yes, people like to talk about the Eze free kick. Cool. Chalobah missed a clear opportunity. It was just him right there. Missed it. Esteval could have scored. Cucurella's effort was cleared off the line. Andre Santos could have scored that goal as well. This is 4 different instances where Chelsea could have scored and won this game. Walked away with all 3 points instead of 1. So, what are we doing here? Anyway, let's watch some more.
You looked a bit bright a couple moments, but outside of that, it wasn't really anything mind-blowing from Chelsea. I thought João Pedro didn't get into the game at all. So Chelsea really struggled to keep much sticking up front. But I thought, what's his name? Achiampong, the young lad that you had to put in at centre-back, he was quite good. After that, I wouldn't say pedestal that they shouldn't necessarily be on, because I do think a little bit blessed on that front. I wouldn't say it's like massively overrated, but I do think certain players got put on a pedestal that they shouldn't necessarily be on, because that Club World Cup.
I'm sorry. Why shouldn't you be put on a pedestal when you were the best team of a tournament? That doesn't that just sound wild to you? You went into this tournament not as favorites, hell, as one of the underdogs. You ended up beating everybody's favorite to win it. Why shouldn't players be put on a pedestal? Why shouldn't Palmer be looked at as someone who's a big game player? Why shouldn't João Pedro be celebrated? Why shouldn't Enzo Fernandez be praised? Why shouldn't Reece James be talked about? Why shouldn't Cole get his flowers? Why shouldn't even Sanchez get his flowers? Cucurella, Pedro Neto, 3 goals in that competition. Like, bro, we won fair and square. The players have to get the flowers. So what pedestal are you talking about? Like, typically people want you to show chest till you show chest, and they go, why are you showing chest? Arguably last season, we have a much better squad now than we did last year. And even last year, people wanted us to say we're in the title race. And we said, yo, we're not. Because we just know the team is not ready. A whole season has passed. These guys have, had the experience of being winners, champions together. The team is taking shape really nicely. And we're confident enough to say, you know what? We could challenge. At the end of the day, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City are all going to challenge for the league. We're not showing up just to show up and just go home. We're here to amass as much points as we can. Get as many points as we can on the board. So when it gets to, the crunch time, you have enough points, you have enough wins to start doing the math. Okay, how many more wins do I need to see if I can actually win this thing? So why shouldn't players be given the praise that they rightfully deserve? We beat the champ. Like, bro, we beat the champions of Europe. That's all you need to know. When push came to shove, we beat the people that were favorites. So what are you talking about? Anyway, let's listen.
I'm going football. I'm not going fiction, I'm going football. I think the trouble with Chelsea is their fans, and I think some of the players in the club have got an inflated sense of their own importance and potential because of their previous history. They've got Caicedo, they've got Palmer, but I think when those two don't play really, really well, Chelsea don't look that good. I mean, for Palmer to go
let's
again at the weekend, which he did, to have not scored in the Premier League from open play in 8 months. I look at Chelsea and individually, they've got a lot of quality. You know, the players.
What were you saying about Palmer when he was doing PSG, like his whipping boys? I'm curious to know what you were saying about Palmer's performances, or were you waiting till he didn't score in the Prem to bring that stat up? And what do you mean these guys are, you know, over almost like not verbatim, but they're over inflating how good they are? I mean, Caicedo is one of the best Premier League, you know, players in the Prem. Enzo Fernandez was one of the best midfielders in the Prem last season. So I am so confused as to who this potentially could be. Like, who are we talking about? Palmer had a good season last year. Walked away with 2 trophies. Enzo had over 20 goals and assists in the Prem. Created chances for fun. So what are we talking about? Who could you potentially be talking about? I wonder. Because when Enzo was having a good season, nobody was talking about his price tag no more. So all of a sudden, one bad game, and now it's back to these guys are bums. Come on.
On their own merit are very good.
And also, that my thing is this: when you look at all these big teams, when their best players don't perform, everybody looks like shit. If Salah and Van Dijk don't perform for Liverpool, what do you think happens? If Haaland doesn't score a goal, what do you think happens to Man City? If Bruno Fernandes doesn't create chances for Man United, what do you think happens? If Kulusevski is not creating chances for Tottenham, what do you think happens? Like, what are we doing here?
But when you put them all together, for me, it just doesn't work. I mean, they're meant to be World Cup champions, and they couldn't beat the Charity Shield winners.
I'm so confused. Are winners not allowed to have a bad game or a day off? You can't beat everybody. Like, are people forgetting there's another 11 players on the other side of the pitch? It's not just cones, you know? You're not just playing against cones. There's professionals being paid on the other side. The same team we drew to smacked you up. The same team we drew to, everybody on this panel caught smoke from them. So I don't understand this whole, what's going on? Anyway, let's listen to some more.
Home, and they never really looked like they were going to beat them. So I think Chelsea have got to realise they're not what they were under Jose Mourinho. I still think they've got a fair way to go.
I mean, we could have told you this for free. Mourinho's time has passed. Like, nobody's talking about Chelsea being the same side we were under Jose Mourinho. Like, that Mourinho team was serious. Mourinho's team had winners in it. Like, Mourinho's team, I'm sorry. That Mourinho's team was better than a lot of teams now. So what are we talking about? There's no Didier Drogba. So there's no Frank Lampard. There's no John Terry. So we understand we're not Jose Mourinho's team. We're not claiming we are. We're not even saying we're half of that team. Because if we're saying we're half of that team, bro, then we're speaking crazy right now. But what does that have to do with the Chelsea now? Like, you got to focus on the now. Why you got to take it all the way back to Jose Mourinho? Who said this Chelsea is even close to Antonio Conte's Chelsea? Nobody's ever said that. Now you're just waffling and you're just talking.
And I do think that they literally live off of their history rather than the here and now. So
so we just gonna act like not every team lives off of their history? If we're gonna do the here and now, how many Prems has Liverpool won? If we're gonna do the here and now, how many Prems has United won? Because what is the here and now? Are we talking 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 7, 10? What is the here and now? Because if we're gonna do here and now, nobody can talk. So what are we doing?
I've not done football yet, but I think I will now. Yes, in fact, I will. Yes, I think they are overrated because I've seen like lots of people suggest that Chelsea are going to be in a title race this season in the league. I just personally do not see that.
So we're overrated because people have put Chelsea in the title race. Are we just supposed to show up and go, yeah, we're not going to compete? Are we just supposed to say we're trash? Like, I'm sorry, I don't understand what we're supposed to do. Because damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't say you're going to challenge, it's 2 billion spent and you can't say you're going to challenge. Okay, now we say we're going to challenge. Well, you're overrating your team. Bro, tell us what to do. Tell us what to say and we'll say it. Because at this point, you can't back your team to challenge because how dare you? You can't say we're not ready to challenge because how dare you say you're not ready to challenge after you spent 2 billion. So what are we supposed to do? I don't even know.
I actually don't think the Palace results mattered. Like, Chelsea could have won that match and I still would have thought the same. I think there's lots of good players in that squad. I think they have a midfield that can win the title. I don't think they have a defence that can win the title. And I don't think that they have an attack that can win the title either. I think that, yeah, the other teams who I expect a gap be that close to.
And about your club or SIS.
I want to skip to when Patrick started talking.
That has Maresca's number.
This is a Chelsea fan, so
the Oliver
he
Glasner,
obviously
a Europa League winning manager.
He was going to talk some sense.
Most of the Chelsea fan opinion I've.
Okay.
Balanced views and opinions.
Okay.
And
There we go. Hold on.
Licking your
I
wounds, thinking. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Just like, I think, yeah, you are a sensible Chelsea fan. I get that. But we're in a group chat where a lot of Chelsea fans are saying they're going to challenge for the league. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. We see it time and time again.
Are Chelsea fans not allowed to back their team to challenge? I'm so confused. For a team that has gone from 12th to 6th to 4th and walked away with 2 trophies, beating one of the best teams in Europe. Are we not supposed to like back the team? Is this supposed to always be doom and gloom and that's it? I just genuinely don't understand what some rival fans want you to say. Because like I said, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Of course they're supposed to back their team. The team, this is one of the first times this team has been in great shape with good confidence and just a feel-good factor around the club. This is genuinely one of the first times in recent years where we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, where we can see hope, and where we can see us potentially being up there to be counted on. So, like, we're going to say we're going to challenge. You don't like it, bro? It is what it is. We might not end up winning the league. Probably not. Only one team walks away with it at the end of the day. But we're going to say we're going to be in it because guess what? We are going to be in it. We might not take it all. We might not even last up to August. But even if you challenge from now till Feb, you still challenged. So I just don't understand.
And that's where I think that overrated stuff is coming from. You're coming with balanced views and opinions, and I get it, it's cool. But we're seeing so many Chelsea fans saying, yep, once we get this guy, we're going to win it all, or what we're going to, and it's just like, it's a lot. And obviously, when you spend £2 billion, there has to be some sort of pressure. There has to be.
Why?
So,
see what I'm talking about. When you spend £2 billion, it has to be some sort of pressure. Okay? Pressure accepted. We're saying we're going to challenge. Now, you're going to say, why? Now you're being overrated. Bro, do you want us to claim the pressure and rock with it? Or do you want us to keep saying, you know what? And the team ain't ready. You know, let's get another 15 players and, you know, that's what we're going to do. At this point, you let us know what you want us to say, because if we say we're going to challenge, it's, well, how dare you? You're overrating your team. If we say we're not going to challenge, it's, why not? You spend $2 billion. Where's the pressure on Chelsea? So let us know what you want us to do.
why? Because you're spending
Why?
countless amounts of money.
But if I spend,
You have to spend money to make money. You know, I think people purposely sometimes are being really daft. When the model for Clear Lake, when they came in, they said, we're going to buy, not verbatim, but we're going to get the best young players all around the world and try to build one of the most young and exciting teams. The ones that make it, like a la your Cole Palmers, you know, your Caicedos, your Enzo Fernandezes, your Lavias, the ones that make it, you stay. The ones that don't, you get sold. Like, you got to understand, we're at a time where you can't spend freely. You have to be able to balance what you're spending with what you're bringing in. So obviously, Chelsea are going to go to Brazil, to Portugal, to wherever they have to go, get some of the best young players available on the low, on the cheap. And when they get some minutes and exposure at different teams, you sell them for a profit and you invest it back into the team. It's really that simple. To be able to do this, you got to be able to spend money. We spent $2 billion. Mind you, it's not even $2 billion, but it's already reached $2 billion. We spend that to replace a whole team, a whole squad, to replace that and to still be able to have certain players that can be considered assets. So in the future, these guys are going to be bringing in some consistent money. Like, look at your you know, someone like a Joao Felix, part of that $2 billion. Koulibaly, part of that bill. Who else? Vega, part of that. The kid we sold to Brazil, Al Nassr, I've forgotten his name, but he went to Strasbourg. Sold, profit, in. You improve your team. You got to be able to, you know, do this model. You got to be able to spend money to make money. So when the Caicedos are available, you know, and you have to go spend 100 mil, you could do that. You could spend 100 mil on Enzo, and you know you're gonna have a Joao Felix to move on. You're gonna have a Koulibaly to move on, a Noni Madueke to move on, a Kai Havertz to move on. This is just what it is. You gotta spend money to make money, but because you guys can't even spend money like that, you always want to talk about it. Look, it's not our fault that we have history. And in recent times, a lot of the players we're able to attract have grown up watching Chelsea win, even spending money. So now they've seen us win. They know every year Chelsea are going to try to improve this team. It's not going to be stagnant. We're not going to have certain players over here for time and the quality is not going up. But it's like you spend money, it's a problem. You don't spend enough money, it's a problem. I just don't understand. But when you have rivals like these, this is why you always got to keep pushing for Chelsea, because they're not going to try to understand it or purposely act like they don't get it. Like, we are going to be in the title race. We're not probably going to win it, but guess what? We're still going to challenge either way. But let us know what you think, man, because if we put our chest on the table, how dare you? Why are you overrating your team? Okay, if we say, you know what, we don't think we can challenge, why not? You spend $2 billion. Yeah, make it make sense. But people, as always, I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Like the video, sub to the channel, hop in the comments, let me know how you feel, because clearly these rivals are already losing it. Game week 1, and they're already like, yo, chill. There's 37 more games coming up. And don't let us catch you Tottenham and smoke you, because we keep smoking you every time. Don't let us catch you. Because them two on the top, Kate and what's his name? I forgot his name. But we're going to catch you guys, and we're going to smoke you again. You're our whipping boys. I get it. I'll be mad too. Till next time, people. Peace.